you, Minister. Hello, and here we go again. Welcome to another edition of LivingStrongTV.com, where I am your host, A. Prophet Johnson. You know what to do right quick. Call that friend and call that neighbor and say, hey, he's back. If it's me you're looking for. Okay, here's the thing about it. I want to say something, and we've got to get this off right off the bat, okay? Now, minister, it's good to be back, but here's the thing. Father shared something with me about this COVID-19 Delta variant deal and the death angel that is taking place. He said to me, based upon the church, what was that church's name? Some Impact Church somewhere, or whatever the case may be. Pastors up in there preaching the gospel of God everywhere in the land. 6 or more of the most healthiest members died from the 19, and then on top of that, children all over the land, in the southern states, we got forest fires. We got the hurricane developing, tropical storms. But I'm not worried about that because the washing machine got to come in and clean up Tybee Island. Now here's the deal. We're missing God. Why? Because what he shared with me scared me again, shocked me again. I said, how can I explain this? This is beyond my comprehension. I said, this is Einstein. I said, I can't do it. Say it the way I say it. I don't know how you said it. I'm still trying to think of how he said it. But he said, tell them that the virus is not just a virus. The virus is a judgment of man's heart, of man's faith, of mankind's mind. The judgment from the parents is now passed to the judgment of the children based upon the ignorance of their teaching of hatred, racism, bigotry. He said it is the death angel that passed through Israel. When I see the blood, I'll pass over you. But I'm not seeing the blood. So they challenge the faith of God against the vaccine, against common sense, against reasoning. And this, the Father said, because their heart speaks to the disease and say to the disease, I am worthy of death, even though I wish not to die. So the judgment of COVID Delta 19 is seeking out the foolish, the unwise, the ignorant, that would challenge the faith of God through pastors, through leaders, through churches, government, doctrine, and so forth and so on. So Father is saying, if they will not listen to the scientists nor me, then perhaps they will listen to Satan as their children lie in hospitals, as their husbands and wives are on ventilators, as their mothers and sons and daughters suffer. Who will seek the Lord? The fires are not enough. Haiti, the earthquake, it's not enough. Russia on fire. Afghanistan, Taliban, go tell it on the band of the tellers. What is going on? a shifting in the dynamics of life. You're taking it for granted. Oh, no. Listen to this. It's going to backfire upon you. They said of Egypt, the children of Israel, I wish that we would have stayed with number 45, the president, and go back to Egypt. But you have brought us out into the promised land, to where now we have steak and lobsters, and with 46 and with 45, we had onions and leeks. But it's going to reverse. Why? Because they're lying to you about everything. The food prices skyrocketing through the roof, short of staff, and the food is not even convenient. Gas prices, rent, cars. You can't even go buy a decent meal with 2 people unless you pay $50 now. Did you hear me? The deception of giving you money, everything is rising, everybody is lying, everybody is cheating, everybody is stealing. So it's best for you to understand that you're under European currency, America. Your dollar is waged by the mark in Germany, in Spain, in Paris, in France, the francs. You understand? So therefore, the sterling of British is speaking unto you. What is it saying? America, your dollar will become cankered and moth-eaten. Your people that you feed now will suffer later, and you will know that one is set against the other. They gave to you only to take from you your meat. Your chicken wings of 12 or 16 or 14 pack cost $18 to $20. The deception of all of your products lies within the lies of mankind. You will procure now, but you will pay later. Afghanistan, Iran, Pakistan, I'm going to say unto you, prepare yourself, because your colonies are coming together, and they knoweth it not, for they seek it, the glory of man. Welcome to Fast 30 Minutes in Broadcast, where I'm your host, A. Prophet Johnson, talking about living life, loving God. Let me say right quick, minister off the record, on the record, for all those who have prayer requests for loved ones. We have received your information, and we are praying for your request. We also like to make a special mention to Trayvon, who is also still doing alive, and also have sold into Living Strong, even as the death angel came up against him. Said, Prophet Johnson, here's a seed for the word. I believe God, and therefore God hath given new life. It is sustaining, and I believe in God that the miracle is in my mouth. Minister, we're not going to make it. I haven't gotten into the word. We're talking about living life in loving God. The Bible declares that a fool in his money shall soon depart. But you know what the great leader of Living Strong said? That Living Strong leader said, this, whosoever will outreach minister, that pastor so wonderful, said, prophet, that as long as you or anyone else is paying the bills for someone else, the Bible declares that a fool in his money shall soon depart. the person that you are taking care of, that left you with the money and departed from the money, have become the fool that have departed from their money. So remember this one thing. When you got people in your life that depart from your money, you are not the fool. They are. God just released you from serving the fools that was taking your money. Here we go. Here we go. Woo! Oh, me. Proverbs chapter number 6, verse number 1. Minister, we got to read fast. My son, if thou be a surety for thy friend, if you can find one friend on earth, if thou hast stricken thy hand with a stranger, if you made friends with a stranger, or if you met someone, or if you found a friend, thou art snared with the. Thou art snared. If you meet someone, run up on someone in the city, in the street, you like them, they talk real fast. Sister or brother in the church, sneaky, eye opener, snake, it doesn't matter, angel or demon. Thou art snared with the words of thy mouth. Thou art taken with the words of thy mouth. Whatever you say to a new person that you meet, you better bank on it, because they going to bank on what's coming out of your mouth. That's why you be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. Do this now, my son. Talking about living life and loving God. Deliver thyself. You need to go and deliver your own self instead of trying to deliver everybody else. That's what's wrong with us right now today. We got churches that are up preaching, talking about doing this and doing that, and the pastors are not delivered them own selves. Tell it like it is. When thou art come into the hand of thy friend, go, humble thyself and make sure thy friend. And that's the mistake that we make. We didn't go and humble ourselves. We took the person at his word. False prophets, lying preachers, folks that didn't have our best future in the will of God. So we ran after this and ran after that. God said, no, you need to check out their resume. Discern the spirit by the spirit. Test the spirit by the spirit. Don't just say yeah because you met somebody. Don't just say yes because you're at their cookout or whatever the case may be, and you sit there and talk to them over one night and think you got to know them because you sat down at the dinner table and had this with them or that with them or drink with them or whatever. It don't matter. Make sure of him. Give not sleep to thine eyes, nor slumber to thine eyelids. And simply don't be lazy. Get up, work, clean the house, and work from 9 to 5. Get with Dolly Parton. Deliver thyself as a roe from the hand of the hunter, a deer. Run, be wise. As a bird from the hand of the fowler, the snare. Go to the ant. We won't do this. How many people will go study an ant besides the Discovery Channel? None of us. I used to watch ants all day long when I was a little boy, even to this day. And I'm sitting there watching. How in the world can they carry that big piece of bread with a little bit of body? I had an old friend in school, old Bobcat, coded name, old Cat Top. We'll call him Top Cat, somewhere in between. He got a little revelation from the science teacher. Come home and said, oh, Scott, guess what? An ant can carry more weight than we can. An ant is stronger than you. I gave this testimony before. I love to give it. Old Top said, and I said, yeah, Top, I know all this. You know an ant can carry 10 times its weight. Ant's stronger than you. I said, well, no, an ant is not stronger than me. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, no, he's not. Top Cat said, prove it. I picked up Top Cat, picked him up in the air, and put him back down on the ground. And I said, now tell that ant to pick you up. Okay, that ends that story. Go to the ant, thou sluggard. Consider her ways. Why? Because she's a producer, the female. She lays in dormant. Everybody else goes to work. Let's get the job done. And be wise, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler. Could you imagine if the church like that didn't need nobody to have them to pray, living life, loving God? Didn't have nobody in to have to boost them up. They know what to do. Know to clean the house. Know to clean the church. Know to treat people right. Know to love. Know how to handle their business. There's coming a shaking up in the land. And the time is now, saith the Lord, in which the clock is about to strike 12. And if my people, which are called by my name, and once again, saith the Lord, time is winding up. Somebody, there's a shaking in the land. You think this is a game? You think it's a game? Well, Prophet Johnson, where you been? In my skin? When I jump out, you won't jump in. What's going on? The law of the land, the currency. It's all about money. It's the shake up, the build up. The truth is coming out in the church, in the land, in the government, in the individual, everywhere. Salt is in the land. Climate warming. Oh, God, please. Let's melt all the icebergs. Let's get rid of the polar bears and the seals. We got enough food now. Water's contaminated. People don't care. Save the earth. For what? For your children that will never pay off a debt that don't exist? The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Who are they going to give the money to? Come on now, don't make me go deep. There's not no such, can I say it, Holy Spirit? Yes, I love you. Just let me get in trouble now. Human beings on earth, please hear me, United States of American citizens. This will probably get cut right now. There is no $20 trillion deficit that exists. Yes, they do, Prophet Johnson. Yes, they do. We owe the deficit to the feds, the government. People, let me ask you a question. China, Russia, everybody else. Once that money reached the top, who they going to give it to? Jesus? Melchizedek? The earth is the Lord, and the fullness thereof. It is paid off in full. We are a debt-free earth. So there is no debt that is owed to any human being on earth by mankind, except that you don't work, you don't eat, and that's why a lot of y'all in debt. No debt. Get that in your brains. It's all about survival. You gonna die. We gonna die. There's a brand spanking new baby that's born right now. So why do you think God want to keep your rusty, old, stingy, stinking, stuck up, not serving, religious, self-righteous, self-up in here? He gonna let you live your little life and get out of Dodge if we don't mess it up. Let me say this, minister, while I'm on it. Hey, PJ, how you doing? Come on over here. I got PJ with me. You want to say hello to the people? Come on, say hello to the people. Get up there. Now, sit there and say hello and stop all that. You're getting old now. Sit down. Yande nada o bakala. Yande, yande. Now, let me say this. America and no other nation have to worry about anything except for one thing. What's that? A nuclear bomb. Did you hear that? Don't knock over my peacock no more, PJ. Sit down. A nuclear bomb is the only thing
I'll be